Hello and welcome back to another episode of Weekly Assault with Tankz0rz and
Bam! Hello, everybody.
it's nice to be back. I was out. I
It's
was
good to
out
have you back.
feeling a little ill a couple weeks, but we're back in full action. So
Not related to any sort of global event.
no,
Good.
no. So you're here today to talk to us about some more map
More
action.
map action.
Nice.
But I'm not on here to talk about the community map, which we launched last week with, and I was on the stream to talk a little bit about that. Here to talk about Conus,
Ooh.
the brand new map that is in rotation right now. And,
I'm gonna have to stop you there. Before we continue,
okay,
can you provide us with your pronunciation of this map?
Conus.
Conus. I like it. All right, continue.
I bet that was a very big controversial.
Well, I
Debates?
kept hearing Kunas and Kunis.
Yeah, that's been
Conus.
passed around a lot, even in the design pit as well. And I kept trying to correct people, but at the same time, I just kind of went along with it. Konus.
Good to hear you. You heard it here first, boys.
Kaunas, Lithuania. Second largest city next to Vilnius.
I did see a lot of messages on YouTube saying, "Hey, yo, it's my hometown. Thanks for making my hometown."
I think that's my favorite part about this map kind of going live is this wasn't the thing I even considered was like catering to certain players if that was their home country and they're kind of coming up from the woodworks like, oh my God, this is so cool, representing. I find that very fascinating. So I'm happy for you guys.
Yeah, I definitely did not expect that, but apparently there's a lot of Lithuanian players, so that's awesome.
Fantastic.
So we're gonna go ahead and create a team training room here, where we'll go ahead and jump in some
Let's
battles,
do it.
right?
One thing I will address is there's been a lot of like, complaints and concerns whether or not Conus was actually in map rotation. A lot of people were trying to find the map the best that they could after playing, I don't know, like 20, 30 battles. I'm seeing the comments kind of go by. We did address the issue as of yesterday around 2 p.m. Central Time Zone. But we are still seeing comments kind of coming in that people are trying their best to encounter the map in just random battle. So I'm aware of it, looking into the issue. We'll see what we can do for the weekend or time going forward. It's a new map for you guys, and I understand you want to play it, you want to get involved, and some players got to check it out maybe once or twice, and you know that's not enough for them to really get a grasp of what the map is all about.
Absolutely. Yeah, we want players, to actually go in and be able to play and have fun. So
Absolutely.
we're not secretly saying it's out and it's not out, but it's definitely out there.
It's out there. Just keep trying, guys.
So
And we'll keep trying.
if you would like to join us for this team training room, we're in North America server, so go ahead and just jump on in. What is your favorite feature or design element of this Konas map?
So I approached this map. I wanted to do a Lithuanian themed map right off the bat, and it's loosely based off of historical reference to the Konus Offensive for any of you history buffs out there. But I wanted to take a focus on some of my favorite components of different maps that already exist, kind of combine it, but also keep in mind multiple play styles. I want players of any tank type that they prefer to play with that actually enjoy driving around and have some sort of strategic advantage and find different corners of the map that they might feel more successful in.
Because I noticed that you have certain little areas that almost seem that you want like certain types of tanks to play in. So you have kind of like sniper hills, right, where you can have a TD on, or you have certain areas where maybe a heavy would be most beneficial to try and like hold a certain area.
Kind of feel those brawler areas for those guys. I would say my favorite feature, which actually went through a number of reworks, is the central hill.
Okay.
And the reason of planting that one in is some of my favorite moments just in World of Tanks in general has always been on mines, funny enough. And maybe it's not the smartest approach to always beeline it for the hill and try to own that area. It is only like a one-way up onto that. But I wanted to try and recreate it with some cover, but multiple avenues to kind of get up there as well. So the hill is meant to be one of the more strategic parts of the map, but also a little bit more vulnerable as well, as other players can sneak up from different flanks, and you wouldn't even know that they kind of encroached on your territory at that point in time. Earlier on, there was actually only 2 or 3 avenues that kind of led to the central hill. And then we also had some sniper perches that kind of made it a little bit too advantageous for TDs to be perched on, say, we'll call it Windmill Hill, which is, people probably already know where this is at, on the east side of the map.
Yep.
That always had a very nice overlook on that hill. So then we kind of worked with a rock to kind of help block it, so they can still see on the hill, but if players are trying to take some cover, they can hide from anyone up there and try to fight back.
It's definitely excellent design philosophies you got going on there. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. You were showing me that you had this hill with the windmill on it, and it had just too much vision of the map. And in order to try and balance that, some terrain was added and manipulated. That's
especially for standard battle. One of the teams will spawn on the southeast side next to the windmill, so they can already get themselves kind of perched up. Now, while there is a sniper perch on the west side as well, I kind of indicate that just with a singular tower on that side. You don't really have much opportunity to shoot at each other way across the map. There might be some, for higher tiers, you might be able to accomplish that. But otherwise, I wanted to make, one team can try to take advantage of the center hill, they can try to pick out those snipers a little bit without feeling like they're just left out in the open.
Then you also have the rice, or it's not rice fields, but what are they?
Just farm fields in general. Okay, so that was another favorite part that I wanted to add in. This was kind of taken more from like Fisherman's Bay or Malinovka even, of just having some open fields, but having some nice hold-down cover in there as well. Earlier on, we actually had some taller rock cover pieces in there as well. And I realized, and I got this feedback internally as well, that it actually defeated the purpose of having some of those nice slopes in those fields they use for hold-down cover.
Yeah.
Because, and I found this myself, I would just gravitate toward these rocks for my cover anyway. Cover. It's just the hard cover advantage. And I realized, we're identifying the problem. Let's just sink those rocks down. There's some hard cover there, but people with other height advantage at a distance can peg you from that vantage point.
Exactly. You do have those little mounds that kind of like help protect your lower glaciers there.
And I'll tell you what, it's very fun as a light or medium to be zipping around. You can actually like ramp off and get some good air on those as well. Not sure if that works well for as an advantage, but you can get around and just get right back into cover.
But it's fun.
But it's fun.
All right, let's get this game going here. You need 2 more members here to ready up. So if you're listening to us,
hop on in.
Hop on in.
New map. I know you guys are like hunting for this in random battle, so here it is. We're going to get a full match to play on right here. And hopefully a lot of you guys, I'm hoping most of you have at least had an opportunity to check it out, either in team training. If not, I really hope you enjoy your first look at driving around and tanking here with us in team training.
I think one of my favorite spots of the map is towards the city. There's the fountain area, and then there's kind of like a park.
Yes, very much tucked in the corner.
Yeah, I think I like that the most. That, and then you obviously have your giant castle, in the background, and then right next to it, there's another building too.
Another like castle-like. So what I'll say about that is I did try to insinuate that this is the Kaunas Castle. That is an actual landmark in Kaunas, Lithuania. But there is, yes, another castle landmark that's in my map. This was more meant to be just kind of a majestic feature that you've seen kind of in the vista distance.
Yeah.
And lead you in a direction, right? But what I will say is I've never been to Lithuania myself, but my wife and I are making plans to head out that way this summer, in fact.
For research purposes.
For post-research purposes, yes.
Who knows? Maybe you might see another castle that you need to update, or maybe those rock formations were not exactly as we currently designed them.
It's like we need more moss on these rocks. Lithuania's more mossy than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Who
knows?
But funny enough, my wife is Lithuanian too.
Okay.
So it was a bit of an inspiration to kind of give me a kickoff start of what region of the world do I want to make this map based on?
I have a very important question for you.
Let's hear it.
Are we invert or non-invert?
I am non-invert.
Here you go, good sir.
Oh, I'm playing. Okay.
We're sending you right in.
All right. I spawned on the side that I like to start on. I love these hills, like I said. But let's see about. You know what? I want to head to the city.
Straight to the city? Just like
Straight
that?
to the city.
So, what are some obstacles you may encounter on your way over this thing here? Think some lights may scout out ahead, or
There'll probably be a scout. I imagine more heavies might be heading in that direction. I tried to time it out pretty well for both teams to kind of make equal ground once they progress in through the city area. I really wanted to create that zone as a brawler area and less of a transit, because I'm sure some players have already noticed that getting into that area, there isn't really a way up and onto the central hill once you're in the city. It is just kind of like, okay, this is how I get onto the east side of the map, or this is how I get back over to the west side of the map.
okay.
Let's head up this way. Got a few heavies. I'm going to wait up for these guys a little bit. Not get too far ahead of myself.
Here on the right side, we obviously have that beautiful castle.
There's the beautiful castle. This is the landmark vista feature I mentioned. Okay, I'm already targeted here.
The question is from who, and I'm assuming straight ahead somewhere.
Wait, one more option piece. Toggle zoom.
Ooh, there he is.
So he's already tucking himself way back in that corner there.
Swing and a miss from Vanguard. It does appear that most of the red team and green team here kind of went to the north side. Red's holding center over at Echo 5, and our green team's kind of
we'll see.
Circling around. So
Yeah.
it's interesting seeing, you know.
I might run into a lot, like a big platoon over in this direction. We'll see. That light tank is still hiding over
Willing to bet that most people are kind of holding the middle, or the red team's holding the middle area on the southern side. Barracuda.
That's where the light tank is. I'm going to pull on this direction. Funny enough, very early on, before our playtest, I actually had the standard battle layout for this map, and you might be able to tell a little bit based on the layout of the map itself. Is
Nice shot.
thank you. Not too bad. I actually had both the spawns, one in the northeast and one in the southwest, where we are at now in the city. And while there was concern that it might seem imbalanced to have one team spawn with all this hardcover, funny enough, our internal playtesting didn't actually show to be like very unbalanced matches. But the problem is there was never any fights going on in the city anymore. People just kind of left it, and it was just kind of a barren landscape that became just a transit area.
And so now by kind of like swapping
Juxtaposing
them over,
them.
it allows
Mhm.
that it's to be a common ground. To
Yep.
like, hey, let's kind of
So
meet
that
up here.
was a very well deserved change.
It's definitely interesting that, you know, a simple change like that can just change the way the whole match feels.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and it really does too. I think it also offers better opportunity, at least in the player's perspective, to get to the center ground. Because from here, you'd have to branch out left or right in order to make it to. Oh, hi there.
It's looking a little fishy
Like a
around
little
here.
brim.
Ooh, nice.
I bet that is
It's
taken earlier. Oh, no,
only fitting to be taken out by another fellow Barracuda. How do you feel about giving away some Barracudas?
Let's do it.
All right.
What do we want to do about it?
For you're the guest. We're
Ooh.
gonna leave that up to you. For a chance to win your very own Barracuda, leave your gamer tag, your console, along with something map related, maybe. What are you thinking?
Let's take Conus. Let's say, where's your favorite area to
What's
tank here?
What's been your favorite area to tank around in here? Maybe
We'll say Center Hill,
Center Hill,
Farms in the north,
Farms in the north,
Windmill Hill.
Windmill Hill.
Let's say the Brawler City area.
That's my favorite.
Then I also like the just the forest hills in the southeast.
All right. Well, you heard it here. Again, in order for a chance to win your very own Barracuda, leave in chat your gamer tag, your console of choice, and your favorite place to play in this new map here in Konas. Like I just said, my favorite place still has to be the city area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to make it work for myself. Though. I don't think even internally I was ever that successful. Like I said, my favorite area is the farms in the north with the sloping hills.
Yeah.
But since I spawned there, I didn't really want to play a campy game.
Mm-hmm. Well, we get a round 2.
Round 2.
What kind of tanks are you feeling here?
I'm worried about the mediums.
Want a medium tank?
Medium.
What kind of medium tank?
We're up to tier 8 here.
It's currently 6 to 8. Yes.
6 to 8.
You want fast medium? You want a brawly medium?
Rudy. No, wait. T-3485.
All right. You heard it here first, boys. So I'll let you mess around with that guy, and let's pick some winners here. Let's see what the chat's saying. Center Hill.
What do they call the hill?
Center Hill.
Oh, Center Hill.
Center Hill. Central Hill. Central Hill.
We gotta come up with an official name. Because you know what? Funny enough, there is kind of like a ranch there. There's like some fencing. But what is the actual function of that Center Hill?
It's the BAM Ranch.
The BAM Ranch.
From this day forth, that ranch is now known as the BAM Ranch. What are other inspirations that you may have taken from this map? I know you said geographically, right? You looked at source materials, but other maps other than mines?
I would say Dukla Pass a little bit.
Okay.
What with the undulating hills a bit, and just a kind of a scatter set of smaller buildings within the play space, not just like a cluster of them in a town.
Okay.
Yeah, the big ones was Dukla Pass, Mines, and Fisherman's Bay, if I had to just shoot out 3 maps in general, and just kind of give my own spin and take on it. What I will also say is, like, the map isn't, while we name it Konas,
Correct.
it's not geographically going to match anywhere in the actual city.
Inspired by.
Inspired by.
I like the way you think, Mr. Bam. All right, looks like we're finishing up here.
Oh, wait, do I have camo? Let me get one piece of camo on.
One piece of camo.
One piece of camo coming up.
For those who may not know, what type of map is this?
Summer map.
Summer map. So now, if you would like to be camouflaged on this map, Konas, summer camo. Not spring.
Not spring. Not fall. That's summer. It's pleasant out right now. It's warm.
Alrighty. He never placed an order. Alrighty.
We'll wait for these last two. I'll do a randomization a bit as well.
So let's start moving people around.
So I don't know if this is true in the live game. Internally, when we do a little bit of this, the people who aren't ready get spammed with room setting changes. I don't know if that's actually true.
I didn't get that.
You didn't get that? Okay. Then that's just on our dev end.
Interesting.
Sometimes I do it to annoy the people who are taking too long to ready up.
To make them ready up?
Yes.
I like it.
Taking too long, randomize.
All right, well, while these couple of guys finish spreading up, we'll announce the name of our winners here. So our first winner here is Eating Cheese 571. Congratulations, Eating Cheese. Eating Cheese. On Xbox. And he says it's city area. So congratulations.
Nice.
Should do the honors for our second one.
Sure. Army Guy E8, who is also on the Xbox, and he always likes the open areas.
He always, not sometimes, always likes the open areas.
So he steers well clear of the city, unless he just wants to book it to the park.
Yeah. And our third and final winner here is Matthew Pariah, and he says his gamer tag is General Pariah, and his favorite area to play is the edges of the map. He plays on Xbox.
Very nice.
Congratulations for our winners. No action needs to be taken. Your tanks will be credited shortly after the stream.
Just making sure we've kind of even load out here.
Alrighty.
Let's do
Looks
it.
like we're
Do we want to change the match duration, or is 5 minutes typically what you guys do? Well, I think if I change it now, it's going to reset everyone's selection.
Yeah,
let's
it's fine.
let's
Let's
just
just,
hop in.
it's quick, fast
Yeah.
paced. We gotta get to the point. We got games to play.
Hey, at least these guys know to ready up quickly. Like,
Yeah.
all right, we want to get in here and play.
Absolutely.
Funny development story. When I first started this, in our tool, we don't really have like a compass direction that
Mhm.
tells me north or south.
Okay.
But I mean, we do have like an
Do
X,
you
Y,
like
Z.
look at the stars or position
Well,
of the
no.
sun?
When you're just kind of laying out the map and getting a general feel for how you want the map to look and play out,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of putting down some assets and just working with the terrain.
Okay.
And my perspective of it, always working in the tool, was actually 180 degrees versus what we actually got in the game. So we're
Oh, really?
so when we started play testing, I was like,
Yeah.
all right, guys, I'm going up to the city in the north. And people are like, "Brendan, the city's in the south." I look at the map, I get so turned
I'm
around.
like, no, I specifically put it. You're like, oh.
Yeah. Learned real quick. I'm like, I gotta pay attention more to my XYZ coordinates.
This guy's flipped it on me, huh?
Mm-hmm. And at that point, it was way too much work to like reverse everything, because all the props would have to kind of do a mass rotation to the origin of the world space. And I was like, you know what? It doesn't affect really the gameplay. It affects just what I taught myself in my brain.
Sir General Parrish is asking, did I win? Yes, you did.
Yes, you did, sir.
So, where are you trying to get to right now? Are you trying to get to those farms? Those
Trying to
big
get
farm
get
fields?
to my farms. I might be moving up a little bit too fast here, but I do want to just kind of perch right about here.
Okay.
By the way, the art team did a fabulous job kind of just, I guess, arting up this map. I really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun actually working with them.
Mhm.
Take, for instance, like this little cottage here. My end of the work was more of just like, I set the terrain height to be like, okay, I want this to be non-traversable here, and I just want a soft cover building right here. And you know, some rocks and trees here, fine, that looks fine. The artists come in and they're the ones that kind of add in the culturals and all the fence pieces and some extra bushes and actually bring life to these maps, you know? And I kind of came over here and like, oh wow, this looks a lot better than I actually pictured this little spot to be, you know? It's actually kind of an attractive, I guess, vantage point you can call it.
From your like first pass to like the final.
Exactly, yeah.
It's kind of like night and day.
Well, you know what? Let's harken back to like the community map. This gives you guys a perspective of what to kind of expect in terms of what a design pass map looks like versus what a polished, complete map that the artists got their hands on with, right? Speaking of the community map, one of the things that I wanted to make very clear on was, you know, that was a thing that we were working on since it started in September, and when we wanted to launch it to be playable, it was kind of in line with this map as well. And we were concerned with a bit of confusion if we launched Conus before the community map, that people might think, oh, is this our map? Like, it looks great. It's much different than what they showed off at the extra live stream. There's grass. So to kind of pair this map with the commander mode event, we decided to launch the community map a week ahead of time before Conus, so that players can see that, understand that this is the map they asked for, and then, oh surprise, here's actually a brand new map as well, and I am getting
An extra, a little extra guy.
Yeah. I almost feel like you need to be playing here, because when I talk, I just like go into auto target mode, and I can't keep up with the light tints, and I looked terrible.
I did appreciate that little spot, though. I
Didn't mean
saw
no
the
good.
potential.
Yeah, I had my one heavy here with me that was nice, but their team kind of pushed up a little bit more on us on this side.
They definitely got the ball moving because there's only a minute and 25 seconds left. So
Well, I guess that 5-minute marker is working.
it's doing something.
Oh, hold on. Can this guy pull it off, though? Oh, he's leaving the cap.
Oh, you thought he was going to do a little
Well, let's see, right?
backdoor capping action?
He might be just on a tour. Of the map.
He's soaking in the sights. This little Vanguard, man. Every time I see him, so fast. You'll see even. Ooh, if he catches him there, might spell destruction.
He's the last man standing. 40 seconds. Can he get us a draw? Well, I guess nah. The other team got more destruction.
A lot more.
Oh, the disrespect. Crushing the light.
It's not bad, not bad. All right,
I got my phone on max volume. I can barely hear y'all.
let's see. One more giveaway.
One more giveaway.
All right, and one more game.
Let's do one more game.
One more game. All right, well, let's make a quick one. For a chance to win another Barracuda. Please include your gamer tag along with the console of choice and what are we thinking?
Let's do a little bit of a history lesson.
All right.
The Conus Offensive, that took place in the summer of what year?
Dun dun dun.
A quick Google search will give the answers, but
Well, you heard it here first. We're doing history lessons for a chance to win your very own Barracuda. Include your gamer tag along with console of choice and which year the Conus Offensive
so
occurred. Is that what you said?
yes, it was during the summer. I actually almost just said the year.
I was trying to help you out.
Yeah. It was part of a phase of the Belarusian. What was it? The Belarusians' agenda to move, liberate Conus and press forward east to the borders of Prussia
All right. I like it.
and push out the German forces.
I like it very much. Let's get everyone readied up and ready to roll
The last match.
for our last match.
One more thing that we can say real quick for Conus, for those of you that are really trying to get Conus playable in random battle, we did go live today with Commander Mode, and Commander Mode is exclusively going to be playing Conus for the entirety of the event.
Well, what a better way to play Conus than on Commander Mode. You
So at
get
least there's another outlet. for
best
that.
of
Yeah.
both sides of the coin there. All right, just a couple more tankers to ready up here, and we'll be on our way. Are you looking forward to visiting Conus on your
I
trip?
am, very much.
Yeah.
Just to see where my wife grew up and her family. She still has family out that way.
I would assume that you just want to check out those sweet castles. That's what I would want to check out.
Well, of course.
Conus castles.
Maybe visit some other areas that were, eccentric to during World War II. We do have another Lithuania map already in our game, Rossini.
All right, we're gonna start the battle here, and we will be on our way.
Or someone just asked, what's the other Lithuania map you have? Rossini. That one has kind of a wrecked castle in it, like castle ruins.
Okay.
Much more forest-driven, very hilly.
Yeah. Believe I love those castles.
Yeah.
Castles
Castles.
in the sky.
I want to make a map that is entirely encompassed in a castle. There's a
The
moat
whole
around it.
thing?
Yeah, I wonder if you can make something playable out of that.
That'd be interesting.
The castle siege.
Well, okay, the first thing I'm thinking about is kind of like Ghost Town, right? 'Cause you can kind of imagine it like
Yeah.
being a giant castle. There you
It's
go.
a very symmetrical map.
Yeah. All right. We got our inverts on, and
Okay.
we're starting our engines.
Let's give a vantage point look from the middle of the map. That's like probably the one place we really didn't venture in our
Alright.
playtest here.
We shall
To the center.
To the center.
To Bam Ranch, right?
Bam Ranch. I gotta find this ranch you speak of. This isn't gonna end up very well for me, but we shall do our best.
Let's get a shout out if who's our Lithuanian players out there?
Me, smile. Ooh, this is a little hillier than I anticipated. Is that what you were looking for?
Haley's working as intended. Ooh, these guys really pushed forward. Maybe they heard me say, "Hey, we're going for the hill." So I'm like, "Go for the hill. That's where he'll be."
We're going to the southern building city, everyone. Please do not go to the center.
We're just kidding.
Ooh, this guy's throwing people with Victoria. I'm
Ooh,
getting
pinched.
sandwiched. Get out of here. Stop it. Break his tracks. My tracks are almost good. I'm good, right? I'm good, right? I'm good. Ooh, nice bounce.
All right.
Thanks, pals.
We got you.
We got one more before we gotta reload. I want to shoot before I reload. Alright, let's go. We're making our way.
So be careful. You will be out in the open like this, especially that TV.
I just want to
You,
peek.
you, no.
He shot.
You got that medium kind of up there as well.
Alright,
He's got
reload.
more cover than you do at this point. Actually, circle around to your left.
You got it. Here we go.
You will have a little bit more cover advantage on this end.
Down
and-
this corridor here.
Yep. It actually leads up to the center hill, and there is a slight terrain elevation with a small sniper perch to kind of overlook the center hill.
Buddy's in
You
trouble.
guys are being flanked from both sides. Yeah, this is a rough one.
But look what's going on over on the 9-0 line. Over on
Yeah.
Foxtrot.
So you got some guys up by the Windmill Hill.
It's got some interesting stuff going on. Ooh. The little tango dance. Hit him right in his gun.
There you go.
Let's get out of here. I'm out of here. Mission accomplished. Ooh, that guy was... Oh, nice. Well, at least we got to see Bam Ranch.
A hint of Bam Ranch.
It was a... I felt it. I knew it was there. Ooh, we got a nice clash of colors going on here. The ninja green hunter. And awesome. I love that
man.
camo, by the way. Quick glimpse of it before it went away.
Oh no! Oh, that's a tough spot to be in right now.
And
Well played.
It's well played. It's not bad. Definitely enjoyed my time on or near the Bam Ranch, but we have a couple
winners?
more winners here. So our first winner is, you ready?
You want me to do it?
I got this. Hinkenfly, gamertag Hinkenfly, PS4, and he says 1944. And before we, congratulate everyone, is that the right year?
Yes.
Congratulations, 1944.
I did see a 1990 for it, so when I'm like, oh, I think that was a mistype.
I saw a couple of them, yeah. And go ahead and do the honors.
All right, next winner, Arma Elite,
That's a great name.
who is also on the Xbox. I'm sorry, this one's on the Xbox. He also said 1944, correct answer.
Congratulations. And our final winner here is Cody Bixby. And his gamer tag is Tricks Slash, and he says 1944. Congratulations, you are all proud winners of our brand new Barracudas.
Congratulations, guys.
And that about wraps it up this week. Thanks again, Bam, for hanging out with us and talking
It's been
about
fun.
this brand new map, Konas. Check it out at World Tanks
Extreme.
Xbox. No. We will not have tanking Tankz0rz with Fridays tomorrow. So we'll probably start that again next week. So just let you know, if you're watching on Twitch, stick around and we'll go watch some other community contributor. Again, thank you very much for everyone for hanging out. We'll see you next week on Weekly Assault. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.